I'm back. Anyway, I just got back from my vacation with my family to England. We were able to spend this whole entire week just being tourists around England and checking everything out and seeing sights we've never done. As my son said one time when he was younger, he says, "We going where we ain't never been then." And that's exactly what we did. We went where we ain't never been then. And we went to England. We saw, we had a great time as a family. No hiccups, no mess ups with the travel, beautiful weather. I will say one thing though, being there made me really appreciate what we have here in the United States. And this is no diss on any other country, but I wasn't able to carry a knife. There, if you have a knife and you're out on the street, one thing, they have knife laws as far as what length of knife is legal. I could have carried a knife in my luggage. However, that said, once I got it there, I would have had to have a very good reason for having a folding knife. It's just the way it is. I did luckily take some pictures of my knives before I went because I wanted to have some video content. So if you saw that beautiful case knife, which I will share in another video, that was a 50th birthday from my dad. I'm trying to think what else I shared while I was over there. I shared another case trapper, which I bought for my 50th birthday at Ace back in April. But anyway, the other case knife I was talking about was a little mini doctor's knife, and I'm going to show that later and just talk about it and all. But anyway, went there, had a wonderful time. Couldn't find any knives. Tried to hit up some stores. I hit several hardware stores. I looked online as far as I was wanting to get a Taylor Eyewitness or an Arthur Wright, and you could buy them online, but purchasing them there, I couldn't find them. I saw a Swiss Army store. They had a store there. However, I didn't go. We were pressed for time, and I've got a lot of Swiss Army knives. I didn't want to go all the way to England to buy a Swiss Army knife, which, looking online, they had the same stuff that we have here. So I didn't look at it as anything special. But I would have loved to have got an Arthur Wright or a Taylor's Eyewitness or any of the old English knives, pen knives, things like that. And they just weren't to be found. I would ask people on the street, especially some of the older guys. There were proper English gentlemen, and they would just laugh at me and go like, "Man, you're not going to find that. You're going to be lucky if you do." But I'll tell you a place. And so I did go, like I said, to two hardware stores. Both of them only had like box cutters. That was it. And they were made in China, box cutters. Steak knives. Even the steak knife that I used in a restaurant was like dull as all get out. But anyway, let's be appreciative of what we have and the looser laws we have here, and let's do everything we can to keep that. Because the fact of the matter is even though they've put strict laws on owning guns and knives, the fatalities have not gone down there. People use box cutters and kitchen knives. If people are going to do wrong and they intend in their heart to do evil, they're going to do evil regardless. That said, I do understand certain, arguments back and forth for certain things and having certain age limits and certain restrictions. But that said, again, people are going to do bad regardless. People are going to kill each other regardless. People are going to hurt each other regardless. Because what we have is it's a sin issue. It's a spiritual issue, and until we acknowledge that, it is what it is. And anyway, I don't want to get in the weeds on that, but it's just one of those things. One of those things that I noticed. But first thing I did when I got back is I went to the local pawn shop and I bought a few knives, and I want to share those right now on this video. I also got a awesome mail call slash trade from Big Jim of Barlow Brigade, and I got an awesome mail call from Thomas, that pocket knife guy. So it was all these great things that came to my house while I wasn't here, and I was grateful to come home and find. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well, and I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to be back at it, and let's get into this. These are the knives that I was talking about, and the first two sitting here were part of a trade. Actually, this knife was part of the trade, which I want to talk about these in order. And of course, Big Jim always goes above and beyond and throws something extra in there. So we're going to talk about that Elk Ridge there as well. But first of all, I want to share this card. He gave me a Barlow Brigade official field tester, Stephen Jeffrey. The bearer of this card is certified to have Barlow madness. Signed, Big Jim. And brother, I do, and it is contagious. I will cherish this and display it somewhere and to remind me every day to just be filled and taken over by that Barlow madness. But this other card, he sent me one of these before, and this is a Zippo identification card, which I've been on the lookout for those. I'm up to about 8 or so Zippos now, and these have been quite handy in knowing how to date them. And this one's extra good because he laminated this one, so very cool. I'm just going to pop this one in my wallet, and I'll have it on me when I need it. So I appreciate that, Brother Jim. This first knife I want to look at. This was part of the trade. He had posted this on one of his shorts, and it was kind of a watch-a-totin'. It is a Scrimshaw. This is 2014 limited edition Schrade. This is the 89 OTY, which is for yellow. It looks like Delrin to me. Beautiful full blade on that main blade. This was the blade that really caught my eye, was this serrated blade. It just, how deep the serrations are, kind of like a bird and trout, like a bird knife actually. I've got an outdoorsman bird knife that has a serrated edge like that for cutting small bones on birds, but I'm not sure that's what this was for. This is a Stockman layout. Of course, it's got a deer on it. It's got a spade blade here, kind of gnarly looking spade blade. But I thought it was a cool knife, and he said, "Hey man, you want to do a trade?" And of course we traded. I traded a Rough Rider for this, even swap, and I'm stoked with it. And Brother Jim, I thank you. I thank you for hitting me up, and I really appreciate this. There's those back springs. Nice big knife. It is a large Stockman in size. Everything's clean and up to snuff. So I really appreciate that. And of course, this was a throw-in. This is an Elk Ridge. It's got Realtree camouflage handles. On the back side, it says ER-110 custom design. And 440 stainless. And I'm trying to see what it says. Something, how hand forged in China. So I don't know if y'all can see that. And there's the Elk Ridge etching there. Great little Texas toothpick. Nice clean snap on that one. Nice acoustics on that knife. I'm gonna set these here. I want to talk about these next. I came home and there was another envelope, and I'm used to getting really large packages from Brother Thomas, so it was cool. I got this envelope from him, and I'd been seeing these while I was on my trip pop up on other people's pages, and I thought, man, I'd like to have one of those. And I got home and found out that I wasn't left out of the club there. Thomas found it in his heart to bless me with a couple of these. So these will be popping up in shorts and be one of my cool carries when I'm feeling sporty spiffy. Nice poker chips there. Thomas, I thank you, brother. I just thank you for your generosity and just how good you've been to me, and how good of a friend you are to so many in the knife community. So very, very cool stuff there. Again, I was pleasantly surprised. And then when I got home, there was an ant there. When I got home, I was kind of jonesing because I went over there with just a feeling that I was going to find something cool in England, and I was bound and determined, and I totally did not succeed in that. So I ran to the pawn shop. I had to go to CVS and pick up my prescription when I got back. So I ran to the pawn shop, and I walked in and asked Blake, I said, hey man, what you got? He says, man, I threw a few in the back that are in need. It's a couple of old guys back there. So he gave me this for $10. This is a buck 500. It's a 1979. As you can see, the blade has been used a lot. It has been sharpened and worn down. It's genuine use. It doesn't look like it was abused, but it was just this person sharpened it and used it. And as you can see, it's got the old English font there with 500 and USA. That tells me that this is probably a 1979 model-ish. Got a little bit of snap there, as much as a, what you call it, a lock blade would have. You know, but nice knife. Tell me what you think. Again, I paid $10 for this. Did I pay too much? Would you have bought it? What I was thinking of doing, and you again, drop it in the comments. I was actually thinking about sending this to Buck and getting a new blade put in it. That said, it would get rid of that cool 1979 tang stamp and the old English font, which is, to me, what makes this knife so cool. But as you can see, I'd have to lower the kit quite a bit to get that tip to go down in the blade. And there's not a whole lot to, because I would actually be lowering the kick and probably cutting in some blade. I could straighten this out. I could just keep it the way it is. Or I could send it back to Buck and get a new blade put in it. Tell me what you think. Drop it in the comments. Again, did I pay too much? Would you send it back to Buck? Like I say, I've only got $10 in it, so I could send it back to Buck and get it repaired. Just let me know. Here is another, this is a Kershaw, Japan. It is an 8110. The blades on this are immaculate. Though this has been, it's been dropped a bunch and it's been carried a bunch. It's got, you know, some wear, but I mean, no wear on that blade there at all. That's the secondary blade. Here's the main blade. There you can see Kershaw. And on the back, 8110, and this is Japan. A lot of dirt down in that channel, which I'm gonna clean up. I haven't had a chance to properly clean these knives. Now, I just got these today. I got off the plane last night and went to the pawn shop this morning. So this one was, he didn't want to let go of this one, but I think it was like around $20. But again, this main blade has never, ever been sharpened. Though it probably needs sharpening, it has been used, but I thought it was cool. And then this one I got for a really good deal. This is a buck 264. I think there's a couple of different ones of these. He had this one at 25. He cut it down, so I probably got $20 in it. I think they go for 44 online. This is a 3.6-inch blade, 7 CR17. steel, blade steel. This one's been carried a little bit, but not much. And there's the little anvil there, the buck anvil. There again, the buck anvil on that pivot. Nice full blade, nothing wrong with this one at all. Just needs to be wiped down. Great action. Just a wonderful knife. It has the carbon fiber inlay there on the side. Again, I thought for 20 bucks, I couldn't go wrong. No maker's mark, but I can guess that this is probably made in China. But depending on which site you look, they'll say different things about this knife. I would guess, again, like I say, if it doesn't say USA made, I would guess it's either made with imported parts or just like I say, just made in China, which again, this is a great knife, sharp. Whoever had this just didn't use it a whole lot at all. So they got in some hard times and they had to pawn it. But anyway, that's what I got. Let me know what you think about the buck. Again, this Kershaw, I paid 20, I paid 10, and I paid 20, so $50 out the door. Just drop it in the comments. Let me know about whether I should change this blade, send it back to Buck or not, and get a new blade, which I know they would do that, but that would, like I say, get rid of that old English style tang stamp, and that's kind of, again, what makes this knife cool. So, also, Big Jim, thank you so much for the trade. I really appreciate this, brother. You are an awesome dude. And Thomas, again, thank you for my poker chips. I appreciate these so much, and I feel so blessed to know you and all you guys. And I just hope you are having a wonderful and blessed week. Again, I'm glad to get back into this. It was a dry spell there in England as far as pocket knives, even though I had a blast with my family. Again, I couldn't carry anything, and I couldn't find anything to buy. But anyway, appreciate what you have here in the United States and the freedoms we have. We can just cruise on down to a Walmart or a Ace Hardware or Lowe's or wherever, and we can buy a knife. But anyway, have a blessed day. Get out, do something, and wherever you go, whatever you do, carry a good knife. This is Stephen Jeffrey of SJ Relics.
1, 2, 3, 4. I get old, this doesn't happen.